Today we are going to talk about VPNs and how actually just browsing the internet generally you use VPN without actually having to use a secondary individual VPN. Okay, so as you see, you have our beautiful website, Gipson Cyber, and this will actually happen. You can do this on any website, but I'm using ours as our example. I don't have a VPN on, so I'm going to pop open my Checkpoint Security app on my computer and show you that I do not have a VPN installed. So it's not on. There's nothing that's adding 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 anything else for my connection. Just how I'm browsing the internet. If you go up here to Gipson Cyber, up to this little, depends on the browser. Sometimes there'll be a lock right here. You've probably seen that before. It looks like that. But now they've changed the update of the interface, so it looks like this in Chrome. Connection is secure, and we can even see your information, for example, passwords or credit cards, is private when it is sent to this site. Isn't that what a VPN does?
I don't see it on my screen here.
Oh, you don't see it? Oh, okay, hold on.
Entire screen.
Yeah, I might have to. I thought I shared the entire screen. I must have opened just the window. Yeah, you're right, Evan. Okay, sorry about that. All right, can you see that now? Little pop out that happened.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my apologies, everyone. So if you come up to any sort of site that you go to, this is just our beautiful site. It will have either this or, depending on your browser, a lock up here. This shows that we use HTTPS, which is a Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. And that means that it is already a VPN. And I'll show you why. Your information, for example, passwords or credit card numbers, is private when it is sent to this site. Here is our certificate, our public certificate that verifies that we have that our site and our connection to our site is encrypted by the transfer layer secure protocol under DigiCert, and it expires this way, and this is our public key. This is a VPN. When you go to a secure website that is HTTPS, if you come up here and open this up, you can see HTTPS : // That means that you are automatically connecting your machine to the website via a secured tunnel. That is a VPN already. What traditional VPNs are for, and I'm going to show you the difference in a second. What traditional VPNs are for are to connect two remote offices together, or to connect remote workers to their office to emulate like they are in the office. Okay, so they use, for example, you have an office in Boston and an office in New York, and you need to transfer information back and forth, but email isn't working. You want both offices to act like they are in the same location virtually. Okay, to do that, you set up a VPN from the Boston office to the New York office, so that anyone working within the Boston office can talk to the New York office as if they were in the same place. That is what a VPN is for. What a VPN is not for is what these companies have been touting for a long time. Well, oh, great, browser secure browsing while you're on the internet. That's not actually true, and you'll see here, and I'll show you in a couple slides. And Evan, you probably already know this, but Geraldine, you can use that as part of to show someone, like, this is already a VPN. I'm already connected to a VPN by just going to a secure website.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So this is a great little representation of the differences. So the top picture here is what I was just showing you. It's called an SSL VPN, SSL or TLS VPN, Transport Layer Security VPN. And what it does is I'm on my computer and I connect to the secure website over the internet. It connects to a firewall on the website side that then allows me access to the computer, or to the website. Sorry. So when you make a connection out to the website, which is sitting here or sitting here, the firewall here is making this VPN connection. That's what the firewall is for. So it already makes this connection to there. So there's any website, any legitimate website that you go to, there is a firewall between you and that website. You can't see it. It's virtually invisible to the user, but it's there capturing traffic, and that's what makes those connections secure, is that firewall. Now transition over to what we would consider the traditional use of a VPN, what we would like an external VPN or non-browser based VPN, you could say, meaning that it's like a Nord, or maybe actually not Nord. It's actually a Checkpoint has a VPN if we wanted to connect those two offices, right? So we have or a remote user to the office. So let's say that I'm a remote user sitting here in on the bottom picture, and I want to connect to our corporate network, which is over on the right hand side. I would use a client, which is a little program that sits on my computer, to connect to the VPN server of the corporate network that will can create a tunnel, the encrypted tunnel, and then allow me access. So you see here is virtually based here, even the firewall here, from firewall to the right, it's virtually the exact same thing. Just used in different ways. Okay. Any questions or comments on that before I move on to the next graphic I want to show y'all? No. All right.
No.
All right. Cool. So this is from Nord, as we probably have all heard of Nord. It's probably the most well-known private VPN that you can get out there. Now, let me tell you what Nord is meant for, and other VPNs like this are meant for. They're not meant to connect you to your remote office and be able to access information that way. They are meant for you to hide your IP address from whatever entity that you want to hide it from, and to make it look like you are coming from a different location than you actually are. Okay. So if you live in Iran, or maybe you live in Florida and you want to watch Netflix that's not on here, not showing, it's only showing in Turkmenistan. There's a show in Turkmenistan that's showing, but it's not showing here in the US. So you take your VPN service and you open it up and you pick a server in Turkmenistan and you connect to that server, and then you can watch Netflix like you're in Turkmenistan. That's what this VPN is for.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Tehran, Iran, and the government is oppressing you and doesn't allow you to see Facebook and TikTok and other sites to hear true news or things like that, you can use a VPN to get to another country that will allow that information. So this is how, and you're not actually hiding your information from anyone. You're actually just sending your information to NordVPN, and then they're taking your information and sending it over to the website you want. So here's the representation of that. Here's your device and your client on the right hand side. You use the downloaded little application for NordVPN. You turn it on and you select the server that you want to go to. All right. So then the VPN service connects and encrypts that data over your internet service provider and to the Nord VPN server. So now you're in here, your information is sitting on Nord's server, which if you come up here, Nord is in Lithuania. It's a Lithuanian company. So we extradite, but you're still sending your data to a Lithuanian company for them to do whatever they want with. And since you've already signed up for their service, you've accepted all that policy and stuff that they can now do whatever they want with your data. So these VPN services are really just you sending your information to another site before going to the site that you want to go to. That's all it does. if you're using if you're sitting in a coffee shop and you want to browse the internet, make sure that there's a lock up here. It's really all you have to do. Make sure there's a lock up here on the site so that you're connecting by a secured connection. They can capture your traffic. They can capture your traffic with a VPN. They can capture that traffic, but it's going to be encrypted no matter what. If you have a VPN, it's double encrypted. It's it's extra secure, but at the cost of slowing down your network and slowing down your operations. This connection here takes bandwidth, meaning it takes extra resources from your Wi-Fi to operate. So it slows down everything. I'm sure that everyone has noticed that if you turn on your VPN service and try to watch a video or something, it buffers a lot more than if you you're just regular on the internet. That's because it's got to connect to their servers, run through all of their checks and at Nord, and then go over to there. So it's got to go through all of their systems, scraping and capturing the data along the way, and then back over to the website you want. Whereas if you just connect from making sure that there's a connection, secured connection, you can connect right to the website and not have to have a third party in the middle already capturing your data. I do I only say that Nord because they have a really nice website. But I do like how they often talk about man in the middles within a VPN like this, because they are essentially their own man in the middle. Here we are, data security, like a man in the middle attack. Essentially, you're instead of having some random person be a man in the middle, you just now know and pay the person that's in man in the middle.
That's such a crazy way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I mean, they are doing all of this stuff with your data once it hits their servers, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you wanted to go to that website. Here you go."
So essentially, we're paying them to take our information and do what they want with it, instead of someone just doing it under our noses.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I don't think besides needing to go to another country or to access certain things or resources that aren't available in the country that they're in, cybersecurity experts like me and Evan and other people don't use NordVPN and stuff like that, unless we need to hide our IP address, like I said, or get another resource. It just slows down operations, and there are already security protocols in place that do that for us. So not downing any VPNs. If you want to keep using it, great. I'm just saying it's not really necessary, and honestly just becomes a really big IT overhead and issue. So that's all I wanted to kind of get on my soapbox about today.
Yeah, no, that's good. And going back to the man in the middle situation, because it's a big corporation, people will still think the data is safe, but anything could happen in a hack and data leaks and so forth. So I mean,
well, yeah, and let's say that, I don't know, you were on a VPN at one point in time and something happened, and now you need to get that traffic or get a log of that traffic. Maybe you were hacked during that time, and an investigator such as myself needs to go into your device, or maybe the police need to go into your device. Well, now they have to go in and subpoena NordVPN, which is a Lithuanian company, to get your data for that time period.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
So I might be throwing, I'm not sure if this is going to be confusing, but so when we use Checkpoint VPN, Enterprise VPN, how does that differ than this?
We own the VPN, like Gipson Cyber owns the VPN, meaning that we have access to the data, and we're using it, and we're upfront about it. We're using it to secure your environment. So we set up a US based VPN server, so it's not going to go to another country. And we own and monitor that, manage that data. So it's not really leaving their hands, because we're capturing it all just as we were just as a security team, and using it to make sure that there's nothing else happening on the environment. Whereas Nord is just capturing it to sell it or find out what you're browsing on or something like that. We're just using it in our own environment for security purposes alone. That's it.
Right. I think that's a big difference, because it's it's an extension of our own security that we're already running.
Yes.
Customer.
Yes, it's not a server owned by another company. It's not it's owned by Checkpoint, but it's a service for us. We purchase the VPN service for our corporate. It's a corporate VPN, enterprise VPN, that we can use, and we basically consider our clients as remote employees for us, and they connect to the VPN just like any other remote employee would, and that allows them to go out to the internet in a better, safer way. We are double encrypting, just in case you do go to a site. Like I said, it's not super necessary, but our servers are in the US and are only dedicated to our clients. So there's no downtime or slowdowns within the traffic. It's faster and more secure. And if you don't like it, you have the option to turn it off, just like any other VPN. So that's always good too.
And if they choose to turn it off, they still have a high security level with us, even without that VPN.
Yeah, just like I said, normal browsing is going to be that VPN. And if anything comes onto your machine or onto your phone or onto your laptop or anything, we have our security services running. We have, not only do we have it running as an antivirus and endpoint security, but we have browser-based security too. As you can see up here, this is Checkpoint on the browser, Harmony Endpoint. So whenever our services get installed, they get installed on every browser that you have available on your device. So no matter what internet browser you're using, we're able to monitor and make sure that the sites that you're going to are secure and aren't known to be malicious and don't have malicious links, and even to the fact of, if you're filling out forms on sites, our browser security goes and checks and makes sure the forms are sending information to known reputable sources and not malicious sources.
Yeah, the key point would just not go on a HTTP website.
Yes,
because that's when that's the most common.
Yeah, if it says unsecure up here, don't get off that website immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, get off if it says unsecure up here or connection is not secure, get off that site immediately. It is not a secure site.
Then that's when man-in-the-middle attacks happen, and
yes,
all that fun stuff.
That in that scenario would be the only time that a VPN like Nord would protect you, is if you're going out there and accidentally browsing onto sites that are out there. But like I said, if you're going to reputable sites and you have good, strong security on your device, like with Checkpoint and Gipson Cyber, that you're just as secure with or without the VPN. Actually, see, you can even see without the VPN. I didn't even see that before. Without the VPN, your device goes right through the ISP and then to websites. But they're not showing you. It's funny because this is NordVPN, of course. They're not showing you that this is actually the website is, if it's HTTPS, is already connected. Much like here, where it's this connection here. So when you add a VPN, let's say but back to this one real quick. Let's say that you browse to Amazon.com up here using their VPN connected, and then you go turn around and you turn on your VPN and you browse back to Amazon. What changed? Really, the only thing that changed was to Amazon. It looked like you're coming from a different IP address than you were before. But other than that, the security is the same. So, I'm not saying that VPNs don't have their place. I'm just saying that people tout them as the end all be all of security. Like, oh, I got my VPN, so I'm good. And it's really just another tool to be used in certain areas.
I think too, as far as employee training is, it's great to even show them that you can hover or click the HTTP box, and then you can see if it's secure or not. I mean, that's just a great employee protection.
Exactly. So, I mean, like we said, we could bring up the certificate here. This is for, so Cloudflare owns this site, and so you can see the organization, and then let's see. Let's go to Nord. See what Nord's is. Connection. See, even Nord has its own TLS VPN to its site, which is funny. So yeah, they use Alpha SSL and a 256 encryption. So this is what Nord uses, the same thing. HTTPS. So I'm just kind of trying to educate people out there that's just saying, oh, I use a VPN doesn't mean that you're secure.
Especially if you're willingly giving it to them.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, like where do you know, how do you know what Nord is doing with your data? Like, I mean, at least when you go to google.com what they're doing with your data. They're going to sell it, and they're going to advertise it for you. At least they're upfront about it.
I wonder if in their terms and conditions they have that listed, that they use it.
They have to.
I'm curious to
no one wants to read that though.
Right, it's too much.
That long.
No, is not even on their website. Is not an all-in-one solution for anonymity. Are there any turn-ins? Talks about Tor. It never talks about how, TLS and transport layer security actually works. Let's see if there's a terms and conditions out here. Cookie preferences, terms of service.
I know we're all on our Zoom. It's a little slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
But it'll come up.
There we go. Find.
Oh yeah, I guess it's under their privacy policy. There's so much to go through as a user to read all that. Okay, back up to it says where you have given consent, you have provided consent. I think it says to send marketing communication. You have provided, it's the third bullet, you have provided us your consent to us. We can include marketing communication. Like they can use it they'll sell it to marketing. It's crazy. So I guess they have an opt-out button. You can choose to not have them send it to others, I guess, is what I think I read. But who does that? I mean, who even knows to do that? I can't hear you, Nick. I'm not sure if it's me. Evan, can you hear him?
I cannot
For some
either.
reason I went on
Oh,
mute.
there
I
you-
don't know how that
oh, there
happened.
you
I don't
go.
know how that happened.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, even you can use marketing communal for 1 year after end of subscription. So even after a year after you're done subscribing, they could use your email for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use anyone's details for marketing. We don't care about that.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a shell company. They're just
Yeah,
using it to get your information.
It really is. It really, really is. And these are the best ones. Like this is like the most trusted one out of all of them. The other ones are even shadier.
And they had a breach a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, data controller, your personal data described as Nord 50th Street. Oh, look, your data is sitting in Panama.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but Panama's not a great country to have your data sit in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, just know that even cheap services like Nord that are like $6 a month for their premium package are just there to sell your data.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Where, yeah, I don't want to log into you, Nord. No, go away from me. So, all right, that's all for today. Just wanted to kind of give you some information, more ammo for anytime you're talking out there. Yes, VPNs have their place. Like NordVPN has its place, but it's definitely not for security. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might actually even title this episode VPN Security or Man in the Middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or just a marketing play to get your information.
Yeah, seriously.
Another marketing.
People don't know what
campaign
man
again.
in the middle is, but if they
Yeah, exactly.
tell them that
Yeah,
it's
or
sort of
marketing ploy. Yeah, 'cause
marketing ploy.
it really is. I mean, you're paying $6 a month for you to pass your data to them, and then they can slow down your connections. Like,
Yeah, so they're
yay.
winning twice. You're paying them, so they're getting money, and then they're selling it, and then they're getting money.
Yep.
So it's a
Yep.
win-win on their part.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks everyone. Have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, you guys too.
Likewise. Bye, guys.